Land values over the past quarter have been down 1% from a year ago, but in line with those of the second quarter. In general, over the past 4 quarters, we haven't seen any big moves, either up or down, in land values in the district, and so I'd characterize them as quite stable in the past year. Farmland values have been stable over the past year, but then when you look at some of the individual states, there have been a few changes. In particular, Iowa has seen a little bit of an increase in farmland values, whereas Illinois has continued to see a little decrease, and those are the 2 biggest states in our survey. The underlying issues revolve around the decrease in farm income that has occurred over the last 4 years, and it's really kept the farm sector from seeing the kinds of profits it had back 5 years ago or so, and those kinds of cash flows have not generated the income to maintain the farming economy in as good of shape, so it's been deteriorating. Agricultural community has seen a decrease in the creditworthiness of some borrowers, as there just hasn't been as much farm income to support the lending. At the same time, most of the borrowers are in decent shape, but there has been this slight uptick, and the current numbers indicate that there's been a bit of a switch in terms of the liquidity of lenders, as now there has been a decrease in the funds available for lending. There's been a kind of a brewing of the problematic loans over time, and it seems like some farmers may have expanded too quickly, others have gotten into a bit of a cash crunch. So there's nothing too dire on the horizon, but there are some increases that have been observed in problem loans that have led to some liquidations, and also eventually some bankruptcy, as it seems. The commodity that seems to have increased the most in price in the last quarter from a year ago was the eggs, and so they are hopping, and it's a bit of a up and down. When you think about a few years ago, there was a disease issue with the egg sector, and then there was a shortage of eggs, and then they generated a lot of new production, and that flooded the market, and now things are in a little better shape again for the egg sector. One of the key things for agriculture right now is the export sector. A lot of our products from the Midwest go overseas, so we wanted to highlight that and look at some of the factors involved in a conference coming up on November 28th at the Chicago Fed.